Queen of the South fans, I said last week I was going to probably cluster a few episode recaps all into one, but there is so much going on at this point that I have to break down every episode now going forward, because after last night's episode, I had heart palpitations. I don't know about you guys, but honestly, I was like, ugh! When James was standing there for what felt like forever in that pantry, just looking at that bag of chips, like, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to kill somebody else now too. Ugh, so crazy. So first and foremost, we need to talk about Lucian. He is being super, super greedy and selfish, and that's what ended up happening to him with his demise. Bye, dude. You recall in episode 3, he said to Marcel, trust no one. Well, little did he know that meant even him, right? So he ended up tipping off the cops on the getaway car, because James had pointed out even Teresa didn't even know what car they were in, and now he's trying to take over Marcel's business. So I'm sorry, but he deserved what he got. I mean, if you want to play foul, that's how you're going to end up losing your life. So bye, Lucian. But again, I think that Alimi Ballard had played such an explosive character in this episode of being Marcel. I mean, he just is such a great actor. You really feel the passion behind every word and every sentence that he's saying. But yeah, calling Teresa a rat to her face, I mean, that takes some guts. So props to him. But I do have my notebook again with some more observations I wanted to go over with you guys. So this episode is called La Situation. We had lots of situations between like Kellyanne and Pote telling Teresa, with Captain Gamble, to the feds, to Marcel, to Lucian. I mean, there was a lot of situations. So when they say one situation is the title, which one? Because I don't know. It's like so crazy. So my thing about the whole Captain Gamble situation is, yeah, it was proactive so he didn't snitch on Teresa, but the whole thing is the FBI has photos of him meeting in the woods with James, Pote, and Teresa. So she's unaware of that, but where is that going to honestly take her for the next episode? For the next episode, hey. Okay, I will stop singing, but I hope you guys know that song. She's unaware. Obviously, she knows the FBI is looking for her. She just actually sat down and spoke with them. And for her to say that she's confessing, I was like, what is she doing? She's crazy for doing that. What a dumbass move. But she was actually really smart about what she said. But this is not the end of the FBI. I think that they're going to still be scoping her out, even though Kellyanne had threatened lawsuits and news outlet reports if this FBI agent even came anywhere near Teresa and her establishments. But they're not going to go away that easily. They definitely are going to continue stalking her and scoping out her business. Yeah, when Teresa said kill him, everybody's face in that room, they were like, whoa, she is like on a roll. And like even Pote and James were talking about, like, she never went on the premise of killing somebody first, like shoot first, question later, but that's really who she's becoming. So yes, Gamble was corrupt. Yes, he had somewhat knowledge of what Lafayette is doing, but literally his life has totally ended because he played with the cartel. He wanted to get in on it. At that point, like, he should have just like kept searching for a suspect and not played by Teresa's rules and had taken in the money and Marcel. That's all I have to say about that. It's crazy though that she's questioning James' work. Like, James literally just helped her escape a kill team and deal with the Russians and deal with FBI and deal with Gamble and saving her life and not getting her killed. And she's like, you used to do this in the CEA. Like, why do you have a problem now? Well, I have a problem because you are not being yourself. And this is like the code that you always said that you were going to go by. And you're not even following your own code. I also thought it was pretty strong words that she said, like, you're here to advise me, not to question me. So she is definitely coming from a place of power and of ego now, and where I felt like before she really did take into account what people's opinions were. My whole thing is, where the hell is King George? They've mentioned Belize a couple times. I don't know if he's there, because they didn't ever really give a reason of like why he hasn't been in the last 3 episodes. But I feel like if he were there, he would actually be trying to reason with Teresa a little bit more. So obviously we know, because the little teaser came out, that he is going to be in Miami for next week's episode. But I feel like she actually could be using him in her corner right now to make more logical decisions. But he's not. You can't like rewrite the script. Also, Pote's character development. Like, I love Hemke Madera. I think he is like so adorable in this show. And we've really seen a huge transition in his character, being closer to Teresa and all this stuff. But we literally remember him in the first episode as she's getting raped, and he let her go, you know, and then she saved his life, because he's like, that's more than Epifanio ever would have done for me. So we still saw him through all these seasons as being like such a tough guy, and I'm a Sicario and I have no feelings and this and that. But he really has softened up, not only with Tony, but especially with Kellyanne. I think it's cute. I know some people are like, oh, he's softening up too much. Like, he is in the cartel. He needs to make sure that he like stays, you know, reporting to La Jefa, and, you know, she's the boss and he's just there to work. But I like to see the character development, because he's such a big teddy bear. So shout out to Hemke for playing that role really well. People have been saying online, which I'm actually going to agree with. Everybody in like the Facebook group that I'm on is saying, you know, she's turning into Camilla. But on one page, and it was on Tumblr, I believe, somebody in France that I communicate with and I'm now friends with because of the show, had sent it to me that she's actually turning into Epifanio, which was kind of funny because we saw his picture in this week's episode. She is, though, and you have to understand, because she's trying to be legit. When he was trying to be governor, he was trying to like clean up all his messes, pretend that it's behind him, and still hold that power. She's doing the same with the waterfront property, and I don't think that people have really entered into that realm, because they're literally just pinning woman on woman, Camilla on Teresa, you know. And we have to like kind of break it apart then talk about the fact of like, you know, this is something that she's turning into to be so powerful people can't touch her. That's what Epifanio was doing. So I thought that was like pretty interesting. You know, drop in the comments below what you think. Do you think she's more Epifanio, Camilla? I don't know, but you got to let me know what your thoughts are. And then just to wrap up, the last scene that there was in episode 4, when they had the candles lit around Tony, and Pote, you know, expressed that he is scared, or admitted that he is scared of becoming a father. Teresa also said, I'm scared. And that's end scene for this episode. But what is she scared of? There's a lot of things. She's not just scared about this baby. She's scared for her future, where it's going to take her, being legit, the FBI. I mean, what are we scared about? So we'll hopefully find out in the next episode. But again, drop in the comments below what your thoughts are. I'm super curious to see what you guys have to say about this explosive, heart palpitation given episode. All right, till next week. Bye.